Hi dear students, welcome to Ardent MDS. The topic what we are going to say is about the drugs which are used for Parkinsonism. In case of a brain, there are two type of neurotransmitter, especially in a basal ganglia. One is acetylcholine, the other one is about dopamine. Usually it is balanced with each other. But in case of a Parkinsonism, there is a degeneration of nigrostrial dopaminergic neurons. So because of the degeneration of this nigrostrial dopaminergic neurons, the dopamine level is decreased. But acetylcholine's look normal. So which looks like exaggerated cholinergic activity. This exaggerated cholinergic activity which leads to this Parkinsonism. Right. So this is a neurodegenerative disorders. So because of this, the patient will have some symptoms or some signs, like the patient have bradykinesia. What is the meaning of bradykinesia? Brady means decreased. Kinesia, decreased or slow movement. It is called as bradykinesia. Dyskinesia. Kinesia means movement. Dys means altered movements. Tremors and altered gait. Mask-like face. Mask-like face, otherwise called as expressionless face. This mask-like face, apart from Parkinsonism, you can also see in scleroderma and Bell's palsy. So this is again one of the important multiple choice question for us. So how do you check the patient is having bradykinesia? Ask the patient to close the fingers like this. So if I think I can able to increase the speed of this movement. Okay, and if I want to decrease, I can make the movements which decreases. But in case of a Parkinsonism, they cannot able to alter the speed of the closing the fingers like this. They will slowly move the fingers. So this is one of the features of Parkinsonism. Number one, mean bradykinesia. Number two, these peoples which have a slowly movement like this, slowly moves, and this is one of the features of Parkinsonism. They cannot able to turn it suddenly. Okay, and if they want to turn it suddenly, they will just like slowly they can able to move this. This is what called as bradykinesia. These are some of the features of Parkinsonism. And how to correct this? Either to decrease the dopamine level, because the dopamine is decreased, or either you can decrease the acetylcholine level till the dopamine level. Either you can decrease the dopamine or decrease the acetylcholine, right? To decrease the acetylcholine. To increase the dopamine level, can I give dopamine as such? No, because dopamine does not crosses the blood-brain barrier. I want to make the dopamine in the brain, so I cannot able to give the dopamine as such. So what I am giving is L-Dopa. To decrease the acetylcholine, I am using the drug called as anticholinergics. So again, all the anticholinergics I cannot give it for Parkinsonism. Only certain anticholinergics which can work out on the brain. So that is called as central anticholinergics, which are used for Parkinsonism. This L-Dopa, when I give 95 to 97 percentage of the L-Dopa, which converted into dopamine in the periphery itself by the enzyme called as dopamine decarboxylase. Periphery itself. Only 2 to 3 percentage of the dopamine enters into the brain. So then what is the use of giving the L-Dopa? So because the 97 percentage of the L-DOPA which is converted peripherally, all this dopamine which produces unwanted adverse effects. Number one. Number two, because all this L-DOPA which is converted into dopamine in the periphery, have to increase the dose repeatedly. So these are certain drawbacks of giving the L-DOPA. So what I can do? So that I can give L-DOPA but inhibiting this dopamine decarboxylase. Right, which drug inhibiting the dopamine decarboxylase? The name of the drug is carbidopa. So L-DOPA have to be given always associated with dopamine decarboxylase inhibitor, that is carbidopa. L-DOPA plus carbidopa have to be given along with always for the treating the Parkinsonism to reduces the unwanted adverse effect of L-DOPA converted into dopamine in the periphery. Right. So what is this dopamine conversion occur? So if the L-DOPA converted into dopamine, this dopamine which act on D for D1 receptors. Instead of P, just remember B, beta 1, A for alpha 1. And so just remember this dopamine which act on D1, beta 1 and alpha 1 receptors. Because it act on the D1 receptors, it produces postural hypotension. What is the meaning of postural hypotension? If the patient just change in posture, the patient will get giddiness and they may fall down. This is called as postural hypotension, and that too, this is mainly occurs in elderly patients. If the patients fall down, so they may get it fracture. Right? And beta 1, which is a beta 1 receptors present in the heart. So increasing beta 1 activity increases the heart rate, that is arrhythmia. Right? And alpha 1 receptors which produces vasoconstriction. So the patient may get hypertension. In case of a eye, the sympathetic activity which produces dilatation of the pupil, so it causes mydriasis. So because it causes mydriasis, it is contraindicated in glaucoma. And it also acts in chemoreceptor trigger zone, which is responsible for the nausea and vomiting. And this act on the brain which produces dyskinesia, altered movements and some psychotic symptoms associated with dopamine. So all this can be controlled to be given with L-DOPA with the carbidopa? Yes. So partial hypotension, arrhythmia, hypertension and mydriasis, nausea and vomiting, all this you can control if you give carbidopa. This is one of the very important multiple choice question. Which symptoms can be controlled by carbidopa? Which symptoms cannot be controlled by carbidopa? But this dopamine activity in the brain which produces dyskinesia and psychotic symptoms cannot be controlled with the carbidopa. So this is what you have to know regarding the adverse effects of dopamine. Number one. Number two, dopamine is contraindicated in patients who have active peptic ulcer because it has chances to produces perforation or bleeding. So that's why dopamine is contraindicated in peptic ulcer. Number one. Number two, dopamine which is also contraindicated in malignant melanoma. The reason for this is levodopa is a precursor of melanin. So if the more levodopa and more melanin, so it is contraindicated in malignant melanoma. So these are the adverse effect which you have to know. Right. So to increase the dopamine you are given L-DOPA. Right. This L-DOPA which converted into dopamine once it enters into the brain. Because you are inhibiting the dopamine decarboxylase which is in the periphery, so most of the L-DOPA enters into the brain where it converts into dopamine. This dopamine which belongs to a molecule called as catecholamine. This catecholamine which is metabolized by an enzyme called as COMT, that is catechol O-methyltransferase into metabolic products. If you inhibiting this enzyme catechol O-methyltransferase, you can avoid the metabolism of dopamine you can increase the level of dopamine, you can increase the half-life of dopamine. So that's why you are giving a drug called as entacapone. Entacapone, tolcapone, capone. So this is entacapone, tolcapone, which inhibit this COMT inhibitors. So we can increase the dopamine. And you have to remember this, which is more potent. Tolcapone is more potent than entacapone. But tolcapone, which is toxic to the L for liver, toxic to the liver, hepatotoxic. Even though tolcapone is more potent drug, it is a more toxic also. So the preferable drug for COMT inhibitor is entacapone. There is one more enzyme which look like similarly like a COMT, that is MAOB, monoamine oxidase. So this also in metabolizing the dopamine. So by inhibiting this MAOB, you can increase the half-life of dopamine. What are those drugs which are inhibiting MAO? This is selegiline and rasagiline are the two drugs which are inhibiting MAOB. Selegiline and rasagiline which are inhibiting MAOB. But if you give a higher dose, it also inhibits MAOA. So what is the clinical importance of this? MAOA, which is responsible for metabolizing the tyramine. Metabolizing the tyramine. Tyramine is present in where? Tyramine is present in even a cheese. So in case if the patient is taking cheese, and if you give this selegiline and rasagiline in the higher dose, it inhibiting the MAOA. By inhibiting the MAOA, the tyramine which is present in the cheese does not metabolize. But the problem of tyramine, it has a sympathetic activity. So patient's sympathetic activity is increased. So this is what called as cheese reaction. One of the frequently asked multiple choice question. What is the drug of choice for this cheese reaction? That is phenethylamine. So these are all these things which you have to know related to the COMT inhibitors and MAOB inhibitors. The next is about dopamine agonist. So what is this dopamine agonist? These are the few drugs which act like dopamine, that is dopamine agonist. So there are two categories of this drug. One is the ergot alkaloids, the second category which is called as non-ergot alkaloids. Example for ergot alkaloids are bromocriptine and pergolide. And example for non-ergot alkaloids are pramipexole and ropinirole. Right? So these drugs which act on the dopamine receptors, which act like a dopamine, so to decrease the symptoms of Parkinsonism. And the next is about the drugs which are increasing the dopamine level at the synapse. The only antiviral drug which used for Parkinsonism is amantadine. So there is one more drug called as, this is not an antiviral drug, this is called as rotigotine. So this is available as a transdermal patch which increases the dopamine level at the synapse. But the problem with rotigotine is it causes crystal formation. So because it causes the crystal formation, these drugs which are not used nowadays, which is banned. And the last one is about the drugs which decreases the cholinergic activity. So that is called as central anticholinergics. Example for this is trihexyphenidyl, piperidine and procyclidine. Apart from this, you can also use first generation antihistamines. Why first generation antihistamines? Because first generation antihistamines which also have the property of anticholinergic. So that's why either a central anticholinergics or first generation antihistamines can be given. But because it decreases the secretions, patient may have blurred vision. So lacrimal gland secretion is decreased, blurred vision, salivary gland secretion is decreased. The patient may get xerostomia. So these are some of the important adverse effects of this anticholinergics. All the things what we studied till now, which is given in a single slide as a mind map. So this is definitely useful for your rapid revision just before exam and recall all the things what we studied till now. So let's see our mind map for ardent MDS, the drugs which used for Parkinsonism, right? So just remember the mnemonic for your Parkinsonism drug. Remember as SALAD. S for salicylic, A for anticholinergics, L for L-DOPA along with a dopamine decarboxylase inhibitor, that is carbidopa. Amantadine is the only antiviral drug used for Parkinsonism. And D for dopamine agonist. Dopamine agonist which classified into two types, that is ergot alkaloids and non-ergot alkaloids. So coming to the what is the mechanism of Parkinsonism, why it is appear. So in case of a normal brain, if you see the first picture, so the dopamine which is shown in the yellow color and acetylcholine is in the uniform 50-50%, usually balanced with each other. But in case of a Parkinsonism brain, the dopamine level is decreased, but acetylcholine level is normal, but it shows exaggerated cholinergic activity. So that is a problem with your Parkinsonism. So what are the drugs can be given? Number one, L-DOPA along with a carbidopa. Carbidopa is a dopamine decarboxylase inhibitor. So this L-DOPA, when it is converted into dopamine, and this dopamine which is metabolized by two enzymes, that is COMT and MAOB inhibitors. So the MAOB inhibitors are MAOB inhibited by salicylic and rasagiline. COMT is inhibited by tolcapone and entacapone. The tolcapone which acts on both central and peripheral, entacapone end which acts only the peripheral. Right. Coming to the agonist, ergot alkaloids and non-ergot alkaloids. The ergot alkaloids are bromocriptine and pergolide, and non-ergot alkaloids are pramipexole and ropinirole. And the drugs which decrease the acetylcholine levels are and central anticholinergics, that is trihexyphenidyl, procyclidine and benztropine. And apart from this, amantadine also used, which is increase the dopamine level at the synapse. Coming to the recent questions which are asked in Parkinsonism, the drug which is used as a transdermal patch. So among this, answer is rotigotine. Rotigotine which is used as a transdermal patch, but it was withdrawn because it has the property to form crystal formation which decreases the bioavailability of the dopamine. The bioavailability of the dopamine or levodopa in patients with Parkinsonism is enhanced by. So answer is entacapone. So because entacapone which inhibits the metabolism of dopamine, it increases the dopamine level. Which are the following drug which causes this type of clinical manifestation? So this is a net-like appearance, right? So this is what called as livedo reticularis. It is a dermatological manifestation that is associated with amantadine which causes livedo reticularis. Patient who has managed with the levodopa, if vitamin B complex is administered concurrently to the patient, what will happen? So L-DOPA which is converted into dopamine by the enzyme called as dopamine decarboxylase. Okay. This dopamine decarboxylase has a cofactor, that is B6. So if you give a vitamin B complex, the conversion of L-DOPA into dopamine, which conversion which occurs more in periphery. So because of this, what will be the answer? The decreased efficacy of the dopamine occurs. Which are the following adverse effects of levodopa is not minimized even after combining with carbidopa. So we studied alpha activity, beta activity, chemoreceptor trigger zone, dopamine D1 receptor activity. All this will decrease by giving L-DOPA with the carbidopa. But the dopamine activity in the brain, this dyskinesia and psychological symptoms does not decrease by giving with carbidopa. So answer for this is involuntary movement, that is dyskinesia. And what is called as on-off movement? On-off movement which is associated with the L-DOPA, and in case if the dopamine level is above normal, the patients of Parkinsonism symptoms will be controlled. But in case if the patients have wearing off effect means when the level of the drug is decreased, patient symptoms will appear. So this is what called as on-off effect. A compound X which decreases the functional activities of neurotransmitters like dopamine, adrenaline and serotonin. What is this compound X called as? This X is nothing but it is a reserpine. So what does this reserpine do? The reserpine which decreases the uptake of dopamine into the vesicles. It not only controls the intake of dopamine, it also controls the intake of serotonin. Only if the dopamine comes inside the vesicle, it is converted into noradrenaline. So it also inhibits the neurotransmitter of noradrenaline. So this is what reserpine. So because the serotonin not coming inside the vesicles, the patient may get suicidal tendencies because serotonin usually decreases the depression. Because the serotonin is not secreted, the patient may get suicidal tendencies. That's why reserpine is not used nowadays. The patient who has Parkinsonism with the swollen feet and it is a very painful. So this belongs to ankle edema. Ankle edema associated with dopamine agonist, ergot alkaloids, that is bromocriptine. So these are the various facts and concepts which you have to know related to the drugs which are used for the Parkinsonism. Hope this is very useful for you. Thank you for watching.